welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Here to talk about day 2 of the Combine, and today we're talking about the wide receivers. And man, we gotta start with John Ross out of University of Washington, breaking the 40-yard dash record at 4.22. And let me just toot my own horn for a second. Do y'all remember what I said back? I want to say either in December or January. I said, guys, you know what's going to happen? John Ross, who everyone has late first round, he's going to go like top 15 and may end up being the number 1 wide receiver taken in this entire draft class. Why? Because he's going to run a legendary 40-yard dash time. Okay, you can go back and watch my first mock draft. I said it. You can watch it. You can hear it again and again and again. I've been telling you. And anyone that's been following me on Twitter at the MJ Take, you heard me talk about John Ross. This guy has sensational speed. But what I don't want you to get wrong, don't get it twisted. This is not a wide receiver like Tavon Austin or Corey Coleman or these short morons, okay, that run around, don't know how to run routes, can't catch the football consistently, drop anything and everything their way. This is a wide receiver with speed that's actually good. He runs good routes, okay? There are so many intricate things that he does when route running that you have to zoom in and see that cornerbacks that are one-on-one against him can see and they're reacting to. So if I'm John Ross, I do like this real quick. It's so quick, the TV barely catches it. The quarterback reacts, boom, he's gone the other way. The cornerback stumbles 5 yards of separation. There's little things that this guy is just, oh, wow, what an athlete. And I don't know why so many people do not see this, but now turn on the film. Now that you know he runs a 4.2, look for these things and you'll see it. He's going top 15, as long as the injury concerns are okay. Now, that's the big question with John Ross. His hands, by the way, are pretty freaking good. I watched, I want to say 5 or 6 games. I did not see him drop one. Now, I did hear he had some drops and maybe some games that I did not watch, but I didn't see him, okay? So his hands are pretty good. I even saw him caught a ball out of bounds, diving, and still maintaining control of the ball out of bounds. It was a really good catch. With one hand, he even like walked up with the ball with one hand. So to me, he has good hands. He's a damn good wide receiver. And if he did not have any injuries during his college career, he'd be going top 5. Okay, to have his hands, his route running, his speed, explosiveness, quickness, he's incredible. Now, another thing though, don't say he's Percy Harvin. Don't say he's Will Fuller or any of these shifty guys, because he's not a yards after catch guy. Now, he's not that, okay? He is not Antonio Brown. He's not a guy that really makes a lot of guys miss in the open field. He's not okay? He's just a guy that knows how to get open. He just gets open, okay? He gets open, gets behind. You saw Jake Browning, quarterback of Washington, underthrow him so many times. It was criminal. It hurt my feelings when I was watching tape. Anyway, this is not a John Ross scouting report. I just had to talk about that because he was the big news of today of the wide receivers, and deservedly so. Good. Also, 11 feet. Is it feet? It is feet. 11 feet broad jump. Fantastic. This guy, I really like John Ross. I like him better than Mike Williams. Let's talk about Mike Williams. So, did not run today. 40-yard dash, did not run. I'm not surprised. He's slow. I'm not a Mike Williams hater. Some of you guys think I am. Look, he's actually pretty good. I mean, I'm liking him more and more as this process moves along. My problem is he's overrated. He's not a top 5 wide receiver. He's not Julio Jones. He's not AJ Green. He's not. He's going to come in the NFL. He's going to be a 1,000-yard receiver, but it's going to be 1,000 yards where he's getting it mainly from a bunch of, let's say, 20-yard comebacks or maybe some out routes, but not a lot of versatile stuff to me. Not a lot of stuff that's going to move the needle consistently throughout an entire. He's gonna be a possession receiver, and not a very good one. He's going to get a lot of red zone targets. He's going to come down with a lot of them, and he's going to do a good job. He's going to be a good wide receiver. I just think he's not going to be top 5 or a top 10 in the league. I don't think he offers enough dynamicism. Not dynamic, that's not a word. He's not that dynamic, okay? He's not that athletic. He's not that spectacular like a Mike Evans, who is very tall, not that athletic, but he has so many spectacular things about him. To me, though, he is a top 20 talent. He's gonna go top probably 20, probably top 15, and that's where he deserves to go. But he's not top 5. I hate reading mock drafts, seeing the Tennessee Titans taking this guy number 5 overall. I mean, it's just ridiculous to me. He's not that good, and his route running and separation is not good at all. I mean, he does not create separation. He's not a good route runner at all, period. He doesn't know how to come in and out of breaks very well. Separation, he can't make it because he doesn't have the speed to do it. And although he does have the lane to come down with some of these higher passes, is that really going to be your entire offense? So he did, in terms of the gauntlet and everything, he did pretty well. He's long as hell. I mean, this guy is long as hell. He's 6'4". I mean, not 6'3". He looks 6'4", man. He was just longer and taller than everybody out there. And again, listen to me. He will be a 1,000-yard receiver at the next level, okay? But he's not going to be Julio Jones, okay? He's just not. We look at, while John Ross could be the best wide receiver in the NFL, and I'm not kidding. He could, I'll say it again, he could be. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be, I'm saying he's going to be top 10. I'll tell you right now, John Ross, top 10 wide receiver as long as he's healthy. As long as he is healthy. We look at the next guys, the other guys. Corey Davis did not run today, did not do anything today. But in terms of measurements, I like that he was a little over 6'2", over 6'2.5", so I like that. That's nice to see for him. But let's see how he can do it his pro day, because he was injured and he wasn't able to do anything today. So that was unfortunate for him. Outside of those three, okay, we have some guys that we're a little unsure about, but they look to be second rounders. Let's start with Juju Smith-Schuster. And today, I thought he was okay. I think people are overrating his performance today. I think his expectations have now become so low because his production was so poor at the tail end of this season that people are like, oh, he's doing something. He's so good. He's what we think he is. He's a second rounder with first round talent, but he just, to me, lacks polish. Lacks something special, but he's going to be good, and he could end up being a 1,000-yard receiver, but not a very high 1,000. So just breaking 1,000, like just breaking 1,000. And you could look at him and say he's not that reliable. He's a guy that's going to have some just poor games, won't be able to beat some corners from time to time. But he ran a 4.5, 4.40, and that's pretty good. A guy like Michael Thomas ran about that, and he was sensational this year for the New Orleans Saints. So you like that. Michael Thomas is a better route runner, way better route runner, way better hands catcher, way more consistent with his hands and route running. So, you know, to me, Juju Smith still has some issues. I think now his expectations for him have become so low. Now that he's doing okay, we're like, oh, he's so good. Come on, he's all right. If you're looking for a guy at the top of the second and you want to take him or Zay Jones, I'm taking Zay Jones. Now, with that said, let's talk about Zay Jones, who ran a 4.46 40 today. I liked that. I liked his broad jump. It was spectacular. What did he officially get on the broad jump? Let's look at the official numbers. He had an 11.1 broad jump. He had a 36.5-inch vertical. He did great athletically. We saw him at the Senior Bowl do great in terms of that game, just going up, getting some magnificent catches his way. It was fantastic, his job during the Senior Bowl. He's continued to rise up draft boards, and very well so. Look at Cooper Kupp, okay, that wide receiver, that white wide receiver, and look, his thing is he's not very athletic. I ran a 4.62 today, and that's bad. Now, I'm going to defend him because I think he's really crisp in terms of his hands. I mean, his hands, he's such a natural hands catcher. He just looks like a damn wide receiver out there, man. Just looks like so natural. Running the gauntlet looks so good to me, so crisp. I thought he was the best. I thought he was the best running the gauntlet. He just looks so natural to me. Route running is good. He's a very good route runner. He's never going to be that top echelon of wide receivers in the NFL. But to me, I think he could be a number 2. I think he could be Eric Decker. I think sorry to compare him to another white wide receiver. Who else can I compare him to? again, I want to say Julian Edelman, but still, he can be a guy that's reliable. He can go outside, he can go inside, not an X wide receiver, but a Z wide receiver, going in between Y and Z, doing some things and just being consistent. He's not going to break the game, okay? He's not going to break a game, break a play, make a play that's going to win you the game, pretty much. But to me, he's going to be a guy that moves the chains. And to me, there's a very valuable weapon here in Cooper Kupp. I'm going to defend this guy. Who do I like better, Juju Smith or Cooper Kupp? Now, Juju Smith obviously has a higher upside. So if you're looking for that, I would take Juju Smith. But I'm going to defend Cooper Kupp. I like him. I don't care about the poor 40 time. It's not that poor, okay, first of all. And I think he's just so sound in terms of his receiving mechanics that you have to respect this guy as a wide receiver. I was not that impressed with the LSU wide receivers, Malachi Dupree and Travin Durrell. Dupree was better athletically. I was not impressed with him running drills. Durrell did not look good athletically, and I was not that impressed with him running drills. I was interested with these guys in terms of, okay, Durrell, I was interested with Durrell mainly. Looking at the LSU tape, their quarterback's terrible. I don't know who the LSU quarterback is, but man, this guy's awful. And I thought these guys really suffered because of them, so I really wanted to see them establish themselves as third round prospects here. Not sure they did that. Anyone else I really want to talk about? Amara Darboh. He showed up today, University of Michigan wide receiver. Liked him athletically, ran pretty well in terms of the gauntlet, in terms of receiving skills, pretty well, not great, but I think this is a guy that could really develop into something. How about Chris Godwin, the wide receiver out of Penn State? He did a very good job today, running around well out there. Very good athletically, 4'4", 240, something like that. And he's a guy that didn't have much production until late, but you like that he did have some production late, and now you're seeing athletically stuff from him. He looked good out there running drills. The quarterbacks were giving some bad throws. He was going all out for them. I like his body. I like a lot about Chris Godwin, and this is a guy that I'm going to look out for now. I think he may have moved up. I don't know where he was before this, because honestly, I didn't even know about this guy really. I think now he looked like a third rounder out there to me. That's just though to me. We look at some other guys. Artavis Scott wasn't great to me. And this is a guy that I think before today may have been third round, man. I think he may move down to the fifth. I mean, he did not look very good at all today. 40 time wasn't great. I thought his concentration out there wasn't where it needed to be, so I wasn't in love with Artavis Scott. D.D. Westbrook refused to do anything and everything. I'm not sure what's up with him. I'm not sure. Maybe he was injured. I really didn't hear anything, so I'm not going to say anything, but I don't know where he was. We look at some other guys that I want to talk about. Oh, Curtis Samuel. So this is a running back / wide receiver out of Ohio State, on a 4.31 40, and a fantastic 40. And I'm really interested with this guy. He's a guy that's going to be, to me, he's a second rounder, okay? Because he's not going to be a consistent running back or wide receiver for you to where you can take him in the first round. But as a second round gadget guy, he could be very useful. I caution though, if I'm the 49ers or if I'm a bad team, I don't think you can take this guy, right? Because he's just not going to be that valuable for you. If you are New England, if you're Pittsburgh, if you're a team that you already have a very prolific passing offense, you could use another weapon. He's going to prove to be more valuable for those teams than a team that needs a consistent, reliable number one guy. So the 49ers, they need to take a Zay Jones. They need to take a Juju Smith-Schuster. They can't afford to take a Curtis Samuel to me. So to me, that's the distinction that I would make there if I'm an NFL team, and that's what I would be looking out for. Well, Isaiah Ford, not impressed with Isaiah Ford. So this guy is sitting at 6'1", 194 out of Virginia Tech. Did not impress athletically, running his 40 time today. Pretty unimpressive 40 time. Did not look very good in terms of the drills. Okay, out there, I saw him drop a number of balls. Did not look very committed. He ran a 40 time of 4.61 today. Officially not great at all. His broad jump was pretty good. Vertical jump was pretty good, but the speed really wasn't there. You saw it on tape though, so I'm not too concerned, but I don't know. I thought he really needed to do more to solidify himself as a third rounder, maybe even creep up to that second round. He's been in and out of the second round to me. I think now he's going back down to the third. Did not have a great day for him. But there's probably going to be more than three wide receivers, that go in the second round. And right now, I'm saying we're going to have Juju Smith, Cooper Kupp, Zay Jones. I would now add Samuel's been there. So Samuel, will this guy be there, Isaiah Ford? To me, he was. Now I'm not sure, but teams need wide receivers. Okay, and to me, I think that's going to allow him to go there, but we'll see what happens. Because defensively, they're very good this year. Cornerbacks are great, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't go now, but we'll see what happens. Is there anyone else that I really want to talk about? I mean, there are some smaller guys that did well. I liked... What was this guy's name? I forgot his name. Henderson, something Henderson. I think Carlos Henderson out of Louisiana Tech. Never heard of this guy, but I liked him today. Krishan Hogan, I thought was all right. Just some other guys that, did well, but they're lower tier prospects, and no one really impressed me. Oh, Ryan Switzer, actually, out of North Carolina. Maybe I like something about these wide receivers. I don't know, but I like Ryan Switzer. And this is a guy that, okay, he ran today a 4.51, pretty freaking good, okay? He's being typecast as a slot receiver, and for good reason. Okay, he's 5'8". But to me, even he can go outside. To me, he can be successful out there. He was successful out there for North Carolina. He's a guy that consistently caught the football, has good hands. To me, he impressed today in terms of the gauntlet, in terms of the drills. I like Ryan Switzer, and this is a guy that I really think should go third round, and maybe even the bottom of the second. I like Ryan Switzer a lot. So with that said, I think that's everyone that we really want to talk about. If you have any more comments, questions, concerns, I don't care. Comment them down below, and I will address them. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the wide receivers from this scouting combine. And let me just say, this was a good group. This was a group that really performed well. Last year, we did not have much speed at all at the wide receiver position. They were very slow. This year, we saw some speed, courtesy of John Ross, courtesy of Chris Godwin, courtesy of Curtis Samuel. I was very impressed with these guys athletically. Speed is here, and I think this 2017 NFL draft, you're seeing more and more of it. It's going to be a damn good draft. I mean, we're talking about a damn good draft with a bunch of players. We haven't even seen the defenders yet. Yeah, the quarterbacks aren't very good, but outside of them and the offensive linemen, this is a damn good class that we have here. I can't wait to see how these guys perform at the next level. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.